Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber back with Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage. How you doing, sir?
Fantastic. And yourself?
I'm doing well, man. So we're going to do some math. We're going to do some deal evaluations. We're going to make up some numbers. And basically what I want to do is I want to buy a junker property.
Okay.
I want to spend some money fixing it up. And then I want to do a cash out, or I want to do a refi.
Okay.
We'll probably do one refi conventional if that's where you are in the debt structure. And then we'll do one non-seasoning with you. So, but before we do, let's do the marketing shtick so we don't get in trouble.
Okay. I always thought you were going to forget. I was going to, chime in and interrupt. In any case, although I work very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on the channel are that of my own. And of course, let's get it started.
All right, man. So let me bring up a spreadsheet. And again, let's just do this together. We haven't planned this ahead of time.
You always do these pop quizzes on me every
time.
Yeah,
exactly. Get your calculator out. Let's have some fun. Let's move our pictures. So here we go. Let's be right in the middle here. So, so we're going to do the acquisition. So this is going to be a purchase. This is going to be, let's just call it Junk Street, something on Junk Street. All right. Step one. Okay. And we're going to, let's figure this out. Right. So the, let's say ARV is 200 grand. Let's say it's a total junker. You're going to buy it for, let's say, I don't know, 200 grand. You're going to buy it for 100. You're going to do 50K in repair. So it's a pretty heavy lift. And then you're going to do a cash out. So let's do that. So, okay. Step one's 100 grand.
Okay.
And then the repair cost we said is 50. I just want to get these numbers in here. So if I'm coming to you for a BRRRR project, what's the first thing? The first thing we're going to do is 75%. Is that right?
No, now we're at 80%, brother. So you got only put 20% down for seasoned investors.
All right, let's call it.
Currently own other investment properties now. You're looking at 80%.
And if it's my first time, is it 25?
75. Yes, sir.
Let's just do it. Let's do 25. So I got to put 25,000 down. That's me.
Right.
My repair cost is actually 0, right? Because you're gonna lend me.
I'm covering it 100%.
Right. So you're gonna lend me 125, right?
Correct.
So let's take closing costs, all fees. Let's make this 3 grand.
Right.
Okay. So you're gonna come out of pocket 325. So let's just assume normal rates. So you're doing 75% LTV. You're gonna throw on 50K. So they're borrowing 125 grand. Stephen, what's the payment like on that? You want to assume like 6%?
It's actually a little bit higher than that.
Okay, that's fine.
Depending upon your FICO score, obviously.
Well, let's do 7 then. This is just the step one. I don't want to undersell. So 7%, 125 grand.
Okay.
What is that? I mean, I guess I could do it here too. You're just faster.
You said 7, oops, excuse me, 7%. 125 7% actually payment. Interest only on that is 729.17.
All right, so let's just say 730. We're going to call taxes, insurance. I don't know, you got to probably spend a little more on insurance. We'll up that a little bit. Property management, again, it's the BRRRR, so you're probably not spending any. Yeah,
I was going to say, if this is your first time, like having structured it,
you're not doing any of that. So again, you're out of, you should be, and again, this is just all whatever. So again, it's not going to rent here, so it doesn't matter. So again, you're spending about 880 to carry the loan and in taxes and insurance, right? That's what's happening so far. Do I have this right so far?
Roughly, as far as just from the interest and the mortgage payment, I guess.
That's all you're doing, right? Then you're doing draws on the 50K.
Correct.
Right? The unit's going to be vacant.
Correct.
Right. This is, and again, this could take 30 days. This could take 3 months. We don't know. Right. But so this is, you're getting into the deal. What is this program called? Does this have a name too?
It's the ARV Pro.
Okay. So you're in the ARV Pro. This is your first time. So you're doing 75%. If you're a pro, you can do 80. So you save 5 grand.
Right.
So bingo, bango, it's 4 months later. You're now going to do the refi. Okay. So let's do a conventional refi first.
Yes.
Right. And again, why would we do conventional? Actually, let's try to get everything covered. If you're going to go do a Freddie or Fannie conventional, you can
wait 6 months.
You got to wait 6 months. I wanted to say
that's the minimum with Fannie Freddie.
Right. So you're out of pocket 6 times 880, which is your monthly carry. That's your carrying cost. So let's just call it 6 grand.
Right.
Okay. So actually, you know what? Let's do you first, because people don't realize that speed is a problem. So if I'm going to refi out and I want to get the maximum value. And again, remember 200 is the new ARV.
Right.
Is that still the ARV Pro or what is that called?
Right. That's still the, well, I mean, what, as far as refinancing out of it, or what do you
Yeah. What the refi out? Is it still the same?
Oh,
program?
no, the refi out would be our flex term, which is now the 30-year fix. Yeah,
okay.
the ARV is the short-term 12-month interest-only loan that allows you 6 months to finish the rehab.
And again, you'll do the refi, right? You'll do the
Right.
refi at 6 weeks or 8 weeks. It doesn't
Right.
matter.
As soon as you're done with the rehab, because we were involved in the rehab,
Exactly.
we know what's being done because we got to break up the rehab into 3 phases.
Okay.
Once you finish each phase, then we know it's actually completed.
Yep.
And if we've done the research on the ARV and there's enough comps to support that,
yeah,
we're going to go at 4 weeks or whatever it is that you're done.
Yeah. So let's just make that sure I understand that and the audience catches that, right? Even up here at step 1, right. You and the borrower, right? Which is the person doing this deal. You're going to come to some kind of agreement that the future ARV is 200. Is that what happens here?
Well, we're not going to come to an agreement. They're going to base their loan scenario on these particular figures.
Right.
And then we're going to do a little bit of due diligence.
Yeah.
Initially, to see the range as far as comps.
Right.
But once they've completed it, that's when we would know whether or not that value's there. Because until they complete the work, it's all like,
no, I understand, but
it's possible, right? And once you finish it and we've verified that, then yes, the comps that we've researched that will support that value at that time once you've completed all the rehab, yes, but there's no like actual agreement. Yeah.
No, I get it. Agreement was the wrong word, but let's just say this person brought you a number of 300 and there's no comps to support it. You would tell them up front, hey, buddy, your ARV is way off.
Correct. And so, yeah, we would not approve that.
Right, because your deal would be at risk. Yeah.
Correct, because then now we would be too leveraged. Because
exactly.
So
okay, so there is some checks and balances right up front.
Correct. Well, again, the parameters are normally within this easy kind of understandable way. We cover 80% of the purchase price, 100% of the rehab, not to surpass 75% of ARV.
Totally get it.
Kind of big general kind of.
Yeah, I understand. I just want people to hear this, right? So there is some protection where if you come in and you're a newbie and you think it's worth 300, your quick math says, dude, you're smoking dope. It's 200 or whatever, right? There is some protection up there because again, you don't want to do a bad loan, right? That's the whole thing here. Okay.
Correct.
So now you're coming out of it.
We want liquidity.
Yeah, you're coming out of it in 6 or 8 weeks. You can't go conventional yet because you have a 6-month seasoning period. So let's just say it comes out at 200. You're now doing, I forgot. Oh yeah. Flex term. Look at that. I wrote it down. Like I was listening.
Right.
And this is what is the first thing called? It's called ARV Pro.
ARV Pro. Right.
All right. Just so people know if they want to call you. So this is refi out. Okay. So assume it comes out at 200. You're going to do 75% of that, right? Which should be 50 grand, right?
Let's see here.
75% of 200.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So basically, and again, this down payment is not a real down payment in this case. That's equity.
Correct.
Right. Because what you're doing here is you're getting a loan for 150 grand, but you're only repaying the original loan and you're getting your 25K back.
Correct.
So let's talk about this. So again, this is probably where we lost people, right? So let's say, so the
original loan amount would have been 125 because
so the ARV is 200. I'm going to do the math here because I think this is where I lost people. Sometimes I do numbers in my head and I lose people. So 75% LTV is 150. Let's do the whole commas. So how does this come back? So payoff
was 125.
Right, exactly. 125. Because the first loan's interest only, so you're paying this all back, and then you get 25K,
right?
Which is your original down payment if people are paying attention in this example.
Correct.
So you have the magic zero money in deal. All right, right. So hopefully everybody gets that. Again, right up here was 100 grand purchase, 25K down. That's the down. That's this, right? Let's you know what? Let's see if we can make this better for people. Because I don't want people.
And this is only a good deal, right? Mike?
Yeah. Well, I don't know yet. I'm not even sure it's a good deal yet. We got to finish. Come on, man. We got to finish the math.
Sorry. I jumped the gun again. I have numbers in my head too.
So you got
with your other property.
Yeah, exactly. So we got this against 3 grand. Oh, not 300. Sorry. Actually,
No,
I
no,
just
no.
screwed up a formula. So there we go. So this is 300, 3,000. Ah, come on, Zuber.
One more. There you go.
All right. So we actually got no money in the deal, but I have a down payment. How am I going to do that? I'll just leave that there. So this is equity. So let's just highlight this as green. So this is equity.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Thanks.
good with these charts. I'm not
That's
good
okay.
with these Excel charts.
So that's equity, not real down, because that's your sweat equity. That's whatever. That's
Right.
the leftover from the BRRRR.
Mhm.
You got your 25K back. So you're
Mhm.
into the deal, in this case, closing costs, which is, we'll call it $6,000. So
Mhm.
now let's do a mortgage payment on 150. So you got to do your little magic. Is it going to be lower than 7%? Because it's now
Well, it depends on FICO score.
so let's assume it's the same person. I don't know what we assumed the first time was 7. Does
Oh,
it
let's
stay
say-
7%? Or is it
let-
better on this one?
Yeah. Well, let's say their FICO score is at least at 700 or better.
Okay.
Okay. And then
If 7% is the right answer, don't let me talk you into anything. I don't want to set unrealistic expectations. I just thought maybe
that number is real.
Okay, that's
It
fine.
just all depends on your FICO score, obviously. So don't want anybody to think that that's not possible. It's just all
Yeah.
predicated on the FICO score. So
All right.
let's just figure then at the same FICO score, roughly.
If 7's the number, the 7's the number. It's fine.
Right. It
Okay,
would
so
be-
do 150.
No. The refinance out of it, we could do somewhere in the sixes.
All right, so let's do 6.5.
Like 6.5. Yeah.
All right, so let's do 6.5, 150 grand, 30-year
Right.
money. Tell me the payment.
Right.
Do the math. Pick up your
Got it.
damn phone.
Got it. 6.5 payment. Fully amortized is 948.
Yeah, this would be definitely fully amortized. So 948. Now we have this. Your taxes, insurance would not go up. They would actually they will stay the same, at least in California, because this is a refi, not a sale.
Right.
You're going to have property management now. You're going to have expenses and reserves, but it'll be fully remodeled. So we'll take that down a touch. And this is a $200,000 house. We're going to call it, I don't know, 1,800 rent, maybe. Again, do your own numbers, folks. But yeah, in this case, you're making 50, I don't know, call it $5,000 a year with no money in the deal. So this whole 10%, this 10.8% is actually infinity, because this 50K is equity, not cash.
Right.
Right. So, okay, let's say you wanted to hold it. Let's just say you wanted to hold it for the full term and you want to do conventional, right? 6 months later.
Right.
This does get a little bit better if you, so this is cheap 30. So basically while I'm doing this, do 150K at like, I don't know, 3.5%. Tell me what that payment is.
150. You said 3.5?
Yeah, let's just, I don't know, 3.5. Again, whatever your conventional rate is, folks, do that.
673.
Okay, one sec. I'll get there in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so this is actually, I don't know why that's not adding, but it isn't adding. So that's that. I'm sorry, what was it again, the payment?
673.
673. And again,
Right.
taxes would move because it's a refi.
Mhm.
So again, you're obviously what you would make. Again, if you can go get cheap bank money, go get cheap. Actually, you know what? Do it at 4%. That's probably more realistic. I don't want to be unrealistic. Can you do it at 4% for me? I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Sure, no worries.
Yeah.
And then
no,
also, I was going to say, that's where we start. That's not where we end with the rate, because my floor is 399.
yeah.
So if we crunch the numbers and these are like, buy and hold, then
Yeah.
it does make sense, because you recoup back that cost to buy down to that 399, typically within anywhere 27 to maybe 43 months or something like that.
Yeah.
But after that, you're ahead of the game. So
Yeah.
why not? You know what I mean? So it still makes sense to go my route. It's faster, but here, I'll do the
Yeah, do the math. Yeah. Well, again, lots of people will go your route. The non-QM route's just easier. I've been through it. But if you can,
716.
all right, we'll just call it 720. So yeah, anyways. So there you go, folks. Again, BRRRR makes sense. Non-QM lender, again, ARV Pro could bring you in. If you're first time, 75. If you're experienced, 80%, call
Yep.
Stephen Dow.
Yes, please.
Getting out of the deal, you can use flex term if you want out fast, which a lot of people do. Why pay the $800 carrying cost if you don't have to?
Right.
If you can go conventional though, and your project takes
Definitely.
5 months, go
Right.
conventional, right? Just go conventional, right? Go get that 10, go get those 10 loans. So any other thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, everything's kind of case by case. These are just
Yeah.
kind of like just simple, numbers that, so
Yeah,
I think people can understand the concept
Mhm.
initially, that, how the advantages are and the benefits and such, but obviously it's going to be case by case with everybody's individual properties and and rehabs and ARVs, but and FICO scores. But of course, this is all real, actual numbers that do exist, and we can get there. It just depends on where you're starting from, loan amount, and all the other stuff, and FICO score.
Yeah, folks, if you're doing this stuff, and basically where a lot of people fall down is they can't get in, right? Right. They can't get in, but here's the ARV Pro, very good program. You do need to have some skin in the game. Obviously, in this case, we're talking 25 grand in this example, but it looks like you can get it all back. So,
well, if you're doing the work and you're following, the right strategies, shout out to One Win at a Time course.
Thank you.
Anyways, but yeah, if you're doing the work, the numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? So I think that's really what it comes down to. So if you could find that right property, just like when you had that one in Fresno, that one that we ran the numbers on, where you bought for 142, rehab was 65, ARV was 308.
Yeah, remember? Yeah.
So if you would have done that in 3-4 months rehab, you would have got that money back already. And
I remember, Stephen. Yes, I remember.
I know. Sorry to rub salt into the wound, but I tried to bring that back up because that's a real kind of situation that this would have been fantastic for. So.
Yeah. And again, folks, what I'm looking to do next year is buy and hold, right? I'm not going to be, especially if taxes go up, you won't be seeing me flip very much, because I would flip and I'd pay a lot of taxes, which is not something of interest. So I will be doing these things with you, buddy. How can people reach out? Because a lot of people should look at this going, I'm going to do some BRRRRs. I know my numbers. I'm doing the work in the course, but they got to set up the debt structure. So how do you want them to reach out?
Well, that would be sdow@velocitymortgage.com right below us. And other than that, don't forget to put ORAAT in the subject line. That's the acronym for One Rental at a Time, because a lot of people are putting hello, and just whatever the subject is, commercial finance or lending. And it sometimes gets caught in the quarantine because we get blasted with cyber attacks all day long. So our firewall is set pretty high. So please remember to do that. I feel bad when I have to check the quarantine box at the end of the day at 4 o'clock. It's like, oh, it's too late, or
I missed too.
Yes. So, and then it kind of carries over the next day, and then those get kind of like, so please remember to put that in there. I'll get you luck with it.
Very good, man. Thank you for all you do. And again, as I said in episode 1, you delivered for me on both. I had pretty high expectations and you got over them. So nice work. Thanks, buddy.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, man. Have a good day.
You got it.